Well, in today's Senior Focus, November is Long-Term Care Awareness Month, and your family may not need long-term care right now, but this could be a good time to go ahead and give it some thought. The biggest question that most people have is, how do you choose a long-term care facility? Well, here to shed some light on it is Randall Myers, administrator of the Health Center at Live Oak and Progressive Care Center. So, Randall, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Well, you're actually a part of Willis-Knighton Health. So tell us about the recent recognition that you guys received for long-term care from U.S. News and World Report.
Thank you. That's correct. And first of all, to God be the glory. All things are possible through Him. It's a tremendous honor for Willis-Knighton and the senior care facilities of Willis-Knighton to have received this award. Quality care, it goes into everything we do, and it's a testimony to the staff, the hard work, the way they deliver care with lots of compassion.
It's a delicate topic to have with a family because nobody really wants to think about what to do when somebody needs long-term care, but it's important to think about that ahead of time for when their loved one can no longer stay at home by themselves. What kind of advice would you give to them?
Well, it's really important that people remain independent in the community as long as they can. The facilities for long-term care will be there when they need them, but as long as a person can maintain their independence in the community, in their home, whether it be with the assistance of caregivers or sitters or however they can do that, that's always a good thing to do. But it's also never too early to look into senior care options, because the last thing you want to be doing is scrambling when the emotions are high after a hospitalization or some situation like that. And so there are, it's good to start with seeing what is available geographically close to the family, because even great care that's not accessible is not going to be a big help. What we encourage is for families to pick a place that's close enough they can actually come and visit, for them and their loved ones, friends and so forth, and partner with the facility in the care that's delivered.
So independence, assistance, and location, those are three of the big things to focus on when trying to choose a facility.
That's correct.
What are some other things that people should keep an eye out for?
To select a facility, there's of course the Nursing Home Compare website you could go to and take a look at some of the metrics, but I wouldn't get too caught up in that. There's no replacement for go into the facility, taking a tour, seeing it for yourself, conducting the old smell test. Take a look at the residents there. Are they happy? Are they being well cared for? How are the staff? Those are the things that I would really focus on during that selection process.
So going through and visiting and even taking your loved one with you if you have the option
Sure.
to do that. I imagine it's much easier when the loved one can walk through and say, okay, yeah, I love this beautiful facility here. I love the resources, the fact that there are activities, or the fact that I can kind of have my own space. Having that interaction is a big deal. It's
a very big deal. Questions you might want to ask. Tell me about the activities program. What can we expect from our loved one when they come here? Are there fun things to do? Do we ever get out into the community? Tell us, of course, bingo, but religious services. Are there fun things for the residents who are confined to their rooms if they can't get out or they choose not to leave their room? What kind of services and activities are available to them as well? That's a very important one.
So it really depends on what your loved one needs. So you need to make sure that you have those questions on hand before you go in, and then maybe even do a follow-up visit when you come home and those other questions that you didn't think of pop to mind.
Right. Ask the staff. Do you eat the food here? Things like that can go a long way.
Okay, well, thank you so much for joining us today. You've given us a lot of great advice and lots of things to think about, and I know our viewers are definitely appreciative of all the information, Randall.
Thank you very much.